The more experience you have as a registered nurse, the more valuable you are to your patient, and the more expensive you are to a hospital. That tension is not an accident. So today I want to take time to talk about something that experienced nurses feel but rarely able to name directly. Hospital administrators don't hate you personally, but the financial model that they operate inside of gives them every incentive to manage you out. Most of them are operating inside of incentive structures that they did not design. So this video is about the financial logic of that structure and why it consistently works against experienced nurses, because understanding it changes everything about how you navigate your career. So let's talk about it. And if you're new here, my name is Nyesha Nicole. And if you've seen my face before, you already know that we are 100% locked in. So welcome back to the channel. So let me start with some numbers that most nurses have never seen together in one place. Now, I know that I talked about this in one of my last videos, but the average cost of losing a single nurse cost about $60,000 according to the 2026 report from the NSI National Healthcare Retention Report. And that is what it costs every single time that a nurse walks out of the door. And the reason why is because you got recruitment fees, you have onboarding, you have training, you have productivity lost while the position stays vacant. $60,000 per nurse per departure. Now, here to me is what makes that number even more interesting. It costs the same $60,000 to replace a nurse who has been there for 1 year as it does to replace a nurse who's been there for 10 years. But the nurse who has been there for 10 years is making significantly more. More salary, more PTO accrual, more benefit utilization, more seniority-based shifts on preferences. From a pure labor cost standpoint, a hospital system that's running a financially optimized model would rather have two newer nurses starting at a lower salary than one experienced nurse at a higher one. Not because the experienced nurse provides less value to the patients, no, but because the experienced nurse costs more on a spreadsheet. In a system where nurses are classified as a cost center rather than a revenue generator, a spreadsheet is always going to win. This is not like a conspiracy. This is arithmetic. That's what it is. And experienced nurses are on the wrong side of it, and they shouldn't be. So what does this actually looks like in practice? Because I think that nurses feel this way without always being able to name it. Here's what the data actually look like in the lived experience of nurses who tell us how hospitals manage experienced nurses out. Mandatory overtime that disproportionately fall on experienced staffing. That's what they do. You're the only one on the unit who knows. You're the only one who can handle the complex patient. You're the only one that administration calls when things are short or when the crap is about to hit the fan. You are the only one who knows this unit in and out. And over time, being the person that they call over and over again to do the things that the unit needs, it leaves you feeling a bit used up. That's what it does. The other way that they do it is salary compression. To me, this is one of the most insidious practices in a hospital compensation model that there is, and it burns me up. A nurse hired today may be making nearly as much as a nurse who's been there for 5 years. Make it make sense. You can have a nurse that might come into a hospital system after only having 1 year of experience, and they could potentially be making more than a nurse with 5 years of experience, because the market rate that have new hire nurses, they rise faster than the internal rates rise for nurses that's been there for years. It's just that simple. Experienced nurses look at new nurse colleagues' salaries and realize that their loyalty has been financially punishing them year after year after year after year. And replacing experienced nurses with new grads and travel staff, that's just what happens. The hospitals will spend nearly $60,000 to $80,000 to orient a new nurse. Yet they continue to do it rather than investing in the nurses and retaining experienced staff. Because short-term labor will always outbeat the cost of holding or retaining nurses. They would rather pay $60,000 over and over and over again than to simply give a $10 increase. That's just what they'll do. The other thing is they start restructuring experienced nurses out of clinical roles and into administrative ones. They move the more experienced nurses from the bedside into like charge positions or educator roles that require no additional increased pay, but they remove them from the bedside ratios. So essentially, they're keeping them for their experience while not paying them for that experience, thus reducing labor cost on the unit. Crazy. The next thing that they do is they create conditions that accelerate burnout amongst experienced staff. More than a third of nurses say that financial pressures keeps them working extra shifts, keeps them working overtime. Nurses carrying the heaviest burden of overtime and unsafe assignments are disproportionately the ones that are more experienced, because they are the ones who feel responsible for the most of the acuity that you see on the floor. Each of these practices individually might look like poor management. Together, they all form a pattern, and the pattern points in one direction: out. So here's the part that I want you to really sit with. Your experience is genuinely valuable. It is. And the instinct that comes from years at the bedside cannot be replaced. The ability to read a patient before the monitor I cannot stress enough, cannot be replaced. That clinical judgment that only develops through thousands of hours of showing up shift after shift after shift cannot be replaced. That is the real value. But the hospital's financial model, it shows up as a liability and not an asset, because your experience means that you know your rights. You're not going to stand for anything. You're not going to take their crap. You know when administration is manipulating the staff data. You know how to file a ADO or a safe harbor. You know the language and the processes through unsafe assignments and everything else. And as an experienced nurse who knows her rights, that's more expensive and more complicated to an employee than a new grad who has no clue what they're getting into, who sees rainbow and sunshines and never the bad stuff. And a workforce of experienced nurses who collectively understand the system is a workforce that is harder to manage and to silence. If you ever notice, the experienced nurses aren't the ones who is quiet. Your experience is not just clinical. It is institutional. And institutional knowledge in a system designed to benefit from nurses not knowing their power is a threat. And this is why conditions that drive experienced nurses out are not fixed. They are featured. So what do you actually do with this information? Number one, you can stop underpricing your experience. That's the best advice I can give you right there. Stop underpricing your stuff. Stop undervaluing yourself. If you have been in the same institution for more than 3 years without a meaningful raise, you are subsidizing their labor costs with your loyalty. Research what the market is paying for your specialty and your experience level right now. That number is your starting point for compensation in a conversation, not some sort of hope or not some sort of hype train. No. Number 2 is document your value in clinical language. Not years of service, not loyalty, but clinical outcomes. How many complex patients have you managed? What complications have you caught early? What institutional knowledge do you carry that would take years for an institution to replace? Make the case for your value in language that the system understands. And number 3, build your options. The experienced nurses who have no alternative income, no financial runway, is the experienced nurse that the system can exploit. That's what it is. Build something outside of the hospital system, not to leave, but to have leverage, because the leverage changes every conversation that you have inside of the institution. I promise you it does. It'll have you feeling different. It'll have you kind of popping your collar a little bit. It'll have you feeling good about yourself in your position. And number 4 is find your people. Isolated experienced nurses burn out quietly. Nah, we're not doing that. Connecting experienced nurses that advocate for one another collectively, that's what you need. Your knowledge is the most powerful thing when it is shared with others. Believe me, the system did not accidentally create conditions that drive most experienced nurses out. No, it created conditions that make it financially rational to do so. And understanding this is not demoralizing, it's clarifying. Because once you see the game clearly, and I mean truly see it clearly, you can stop playing by the rules that were never written in your favor to begin with. Your experience is irreplaceable. Please believe that. Make sure that you are the one who benefits from that fact. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with anyone that you feel that needs to hear it. I have free boundary scripts in the description. And if you are looking or ready to build more options outside of the bedside, I host a monthly webinar at the end of each month. So just stay tuned for the details on that. Again, you guys know that I am going to be here every single Sunday at 11 a.m. and we are growing as a community. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. My name is Nyesha Nicole. I'll see you next Sunday. Peace.